Hi, today I'm going to show you how to draw plans, sections and elevation for a basic door. This tutorial is basically targeting my AutoCAD basic student, and today I'm going to show you how to make this architectural elements, especially the door. And I'm gonna start here by this two lines 8x6 rule, and as you can see it's just a blank. I'm targeting here to teach you how to draw this exercise, and that gonna be have a different details of the doors in a plan, section and elevation. So I'm gonna start here, and you can just draw a line and targeting the end of this line, and then move your hand like a 200 mil, and then close that line perpendicularly. Make sure that before you do that, make sure that again, as we said in the class, you make sure that your unit is actually a millimeter or meter, depend. In this example I'm having a millimeter, and also make sure that the object snap is on, and those couples of options are available for you. Anyway, that's a 200 mil line. Get rid of this extra construction line that we did, offset our space, and then take out 1000, and then just move your hand to the right to make the opening of the door. TR space is space, and then get rid of this extra lines. If in any case or any scenario that you are working with a very big scale of an AutoCAD plan, like a 1 to 200 or 1 to 500, you can just go a line and then go a 1000 up, and just draw a circle or arc, whatever you want. You can call me an old school here. I like circle actually more than arc. Oops. See, and you can just select that and change the color. And next lectures I'm gonna explain how to put that in a different layer. That's a totally different issue. That might be enough if you are working in a very big scale where having too much lines and too much details like that will end up with a very ugly results in printing, and that's all gonna be like a big black smudge here. That might be enough for you. Anyway, if you are working in a normal 1 to 100 or 1 to 500 scale, in this case we have to do more detail as we're gonna have in our daily class or daily need. Anyway, I'm gonna offset 50 millimeter to the inside, and I'm gonna change the color here, and then again select all those lines and then hit red. You can just draw a rectangle here if you want that to be a fully enclosed frame, which is actually more correct than that. Anyway, it's a 1000 opening, and I take 50 from the left and 50 from the right, so it's technically a 900 left. So I'm gonna stand here and I'm gonna go up 900, and then another 50, 900, 50, and then 900, and then I'm gonna close that line. I made a mistake here, I'm just removing it. Anyway, select this one again, which is the door flight, and I'm gonna change this into red. Circle, you have to pick this for the radius, this intersection area, and the radius should be here. Trim, take this and take that, and again TR space, one space in this case. Take this line and space, get rid of this, and then select this one. You can make it dash or different color. I'm just gonna keep it as it is, and yes, it should get this result. That's what I want actually. Some architectural drawing just started from this point. I technically am starting it from this one. And that's basically our single leaf door here, made 200 millimeter away from the corner, which is the same thing here. Now let's draw this one, which is the double door. I'm gonna do it here in the mid of that hole, so I'm just gonna click in the midpoint here, and then I'm gonna move my hand perpendicularly. I'm gonna go offset 1000 each side, so 1000 to the right and then 1000 to the left. Remove this one and TR space space, get rid of those two lines, and again offset of 50 to the inside as such. Change the colors now, so you actually easily distinguish them as the door frame, not an extension of the walls. Do not extend the wall lines toward the frame. It's incorrect actually. So take this and give them a red, and again here I'm gonna select this and I'm gonna give red. Here you need to draw an extra line and start up from the end of the frame. Oops, from the end of this frame to the end of this frame, and actually I should have made it to the inside rather than to the outside. So from here to here, and now it's again a little bit attention to the dimension that we have, because it's 2000 from this point to this point, which is the door or actually the wall opening, and we lost 50 by 50, so it's 100, so it's 1900. And when you divide that on 2, you're gonna get like a 950 for each leaf. So be careful with this. So it's 950, not 900. Then move your hand to the right 50, and then move your hand up and then close this. Better change with window and change the color, then circle, so C space, that's the intersection, sorry, the intersection, that's the intersection point represent the center. Move your hand vertically down to the end point and then trim one space, select this line and select this line and get rid of this one. Change this into red also, and then mirror MI space and then select with window again all that. Make sure that you're selecting this again, space to end up the selection. Now we need to draw the mirror line, so from the midpoint here or from the end of this arc, and move your hand vertically down. Make sure that you have ortho on, which is F8. Click and then space, and that's your double door here. And as for this one, and it's a 1.5, so I'm gonna just have offset 200. So that's a kind of drawing this construction line differently. Extend it and then offset another 1000. Sorry, it should be 1500. So let's go that way. Now TR space, select this one and get rid of the extra lines, and then TR space and get rid of those two lines. Now the same thing happening here, so just offset 50 to the inside and offset 500 to the inside, and then I'm gonna draw lines here and here. Same thing here. And here, choose them all and change the color into red. And I'm gonna go here 900 vertically. You can go 1 meter, it's up to you. 50, and then 900 again, and then just close that. Now take our line again from this point to this point, and then draw the circle again, always from this point to the end of its radius. Here, trim and get rid of that. So technically this is our big flight, of the full flight here, and with it red. So technically this should be around 500. Let's double check how much is this. Yep, 500. Great. So line here, you go up of 500, and then 50, 500 of perpendicular, and then close. Change the color, and then circle that, C space, like such. Trim, of course this time with 1 space, and then I can use match property MA and select that color to that arc. Get rid of this, then it's gonna be the end of the job. Now how I draw this elevation, I'm just gonna copy that aside, and that's for the plans. Let's draw an elevation for that. So I'm gonna take a line here, as we do usually with any normal hand drawing. So you're gonna take the lines from the plan. So again, use perpendicular, make sure you have a perpendicular on. Now you can copy. So that's for the wall, and this one for the frame. Let's assume that the door height is 2200, so let's offset that up. That's the again the wall opening. This one with fillet, of course, F space, R space, 0 space, and then just click those two things, offset 50, and then again F space, R space, 0 space. That's the command that I use. Then just click here, and then space to repeat the fillet here and here. And again, that's the door. Now we need to make something to indicate the swing. So I'm gonna take a polyline PL. You can just take a line if you like from that corner to the midpoint here, and then to the end, this corner. Just take those two things and change here the line type. See, you don't have the required line type, so it's okay. Just LT, line type LT, and then space, load, and then pick up this one, dashed or whatever, and then select it again, and then just change the line type into dashed, and change the scale maybe to 5. I don't know, whatever you think it's okay, 10. And then you can change your overall thing here into red, for example. If you want to do the doorknob, again it's easy, just take a 1100 offset from this up, and just take I don't know, let's say 100. Oops, I made an extra one here. And you can make the circle here like 25, such a thing, and then get rid of these construction lines. and then just match property MA, select the red, make this one red, and that's it. Now for this, the double door, assuming that I am seeing this in elevation, it's the same thing, so I'm just gonna take again this one here, assuming that I'm seeing it in elevation. So again, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and technically this one is the middle, so you can take it or not, it's easy to be figured out. Anyway, you don't need to offset again, just take a line from this like such, and then zoom in, take a line from that, or you just go ahead and make the offset, it's up to you. And then again, F space, R space, 0 space, click, click, space, click and click to get rid of all extra lines. Fillet is a really nice command, so just get rid of this and get rid of that TR space space. That's the door technically. I'm gonna have a line here, so from here to the midpoint and to the end point again. You can just draw it again or mirror it. Let's go mirror, MI, select space, and that's the mirror line, and then space, and then you can just select this dude and this dude, and then just go here to make the line type different, and it's a scale to 10, and that's it technically. You can also draw a rectangle, REC. That's enough if you want it to be full solid door. If you don't want that, just draw a rectangle from this corner and have an offset of, let's say, 150, and take that rectangle down like this. It's gonna be beautiful. Take this dude and push that up. And you're gonna have like a glass door, so that can be a glass panel, and that's the frame for the door leaf itself, and that's the door frame itself. So this one is technically going to be the same, so quickly let's do that. So you can do it the normal way we just said, and just by the normal projection, or let me change the color of all that into red. Let's just do something different. So I'm just taking a copy here, and I'm gonna take this point to this point as such. So now what we're gonna do is a little bit trick. I'm gonna use a command stretch, so S space. You have to be exactly putting it this crossing, not a window, so crossing here exactly. Hit the space, move that to this point. Beautiful. Now S space, and take this one exactly, crossing again, and push that to this line, and voila. You know, you just get off this lines, and you can have this so quick using stretch command. Get rid of this probably. Okay, and just to make it different, so that's the door. You can copy this here, the knobs if you want. So anyway, that might be enough for the elevation and plan. For the section, technically you need to just take a line, and so technically what we have here is, I think, a 300 mil. So anyway, assuming we are cutting it, so what we're gonna have here, let me assume that I have this one cut, so I'm gonna push that up here to the perpendicular point. So now anyway, copy again from this point to the perpendicular. Beautiful. Now you can take a line here like this, ending again to the perpendicular, and for some reason it's cutting away. So again with fillet I'm gonna remove all extra lines, and now I'm gonna do extra lines here, and that just to emphasize that those are elevation, they are not the same white cut lines that I see for the top of the wall. So that is being cut, that should be shown as an elevation. So I'm gonna change the color for this into yellow, and then let's have my 50. I agree I'm gonna make for the frame. So again offset 50 here, and I'm gonna remove the elevation part here with TR double space, and I'm gonna close that line. And I need to select those two lines, and this one I'm gonna change their color into red. So that's my upper frame here. I'm gonna take a line again here, as you can see, and I'm gonna offset that another 25 both sides. So one to the right, one to the left, that's to the right, that is to the left, and I'm gonna take this line for the glass here, and same thing here, and I can just remove this part and this one, and take this, and remove that, TR double space, remove this. So I can just make match property and make this all red. As you can see, that will be a nice and very simple section. You can just get rid of that if you think it's gonna be too dense or too crowded when you print. I wish that exercise was useful for you. Thank you, and have a nice day.